Hey YouTube, it's Gareth Beavis here, and I'm talking to you about another new thing from Apple. It's the Apple Pencil. Now, when this was launched, it had a few sniggers around the room because everyone thought this feels a bit like a meme, and a lot of people are angry because Steve Jobs said we don't want to put a stylus on an iPhone. This is a bit different because it's actually a whole new way of working. The tablet is a whole different device to the iPhone, and the Apple Pencil, apart from the name, is actually a really good device. It really adds a whole new dimension to the tablet. So first up, let's look at Notes app. It's Apple's own application, and it's the one that really will start you off using the pencil. You've got a few different options here, so we can start with the pencil itself, the pencil mode. And as you can see, there's loads of sensitivity here, so the harder I push, the more obvious the actual picture itself is. Erase that, and then you can use the side of the pencil. It's got different sensors there, and again, just jumping in and out and moving around works really well. Again, and if you're taking notes as well, so just this again, the latency is really low. It feels a lot more like you're using a piece of paper and a pencil. Yeah, I know it's not quite exactly the same thing, but this is still a tablet we're talking about. And even just using things like the highlighter, the level of control is really nice. Now, the other great thing about the iPad Pro is the level of power inside it. We've got the A9X chip, we've got a lot of RAM involved. Apple hasn't confirmed exactly how much, but we think about 4 gigabytes, and that means that we can do some really cool things really easily with this. So, for instance, if we want to just get rid of that, it's a simple case of doing that. If we want to just get rid of this thing out of the picture, it happens really quickly. And you can zoom in and you can get a little bit more technical if you really want to. So say I wanted to get rid of that section. It takes a little bit longer just to moving it all around. But then you zoom back out again and it's gone. It looks really good. It's something you really need to play with and learn yourself, but even for the novice, you feel like this pencil allows me to get some really good updating, moving around, changing pictures. It feels a lot more professional just because you're actually using it in the first place. And the great thing as well is that apps are already starting to come out of the woodwork that can use the pencil automatically. So paper is really popular, and you can do things like opening the fountain pen, and you've just got this really nice feeling under the finger. It just works really well. You can use larger nibs, and even painting as well. You can use like a watercolor effect, and the harder you press, the more comes out. It feels a lot more like you're actually doing something in a creative way rather than just wiping your finger over a screen. It works really nicely. The pencil itself works differently on different sides. Again, it's just really nice, and it's nice to see third parties are getting used to this Apple tool. The design of the Apple Pencil is traditional Johnny Ive. It's really slim, it's really minimalist. It just basically is a white stick with a little bit of an Apple logo on the side. The key things here are the charging port on the end, which is just a lightning connector, which means, unfortunately, you have to connect it into the tablet itself, and it looks ridiculous. It just makes it feel like you've got some sort of weird antenna from a TV from 1950s. The battery life on it isn't as great as I thought it would be. You know, after you've used it for a couple of days, it will be wiped out, but it charges really quickly, and you can easily see in the iPad itself just how much battery there is left in it. So again, 74% there, and that charges in about 10-15 minutes. So you won't find yourself running out of battery too easily because the iPad's always on and it's always there. As you can see, the caps comes on and off magnetically. It's a little bit wobbly, in fact, which means that you can actually worry about losing that. Actually, in fact, you can worry about losing the whole pencil because it doesn't actually connect to anywhere on the iPad itself. You know, with the Surface Pro 4, you can connect it into the side magnetically and it holds there. With this, it's just in your pocket, it's in your bag, and it's a worry that you could lose this quite expensive device. So you need to keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't disappear.